A toast, Rose announced at our 15th anniversary party, champagne held high like Lady Liberty's tacky cousin. To the loser who signs the checks but will never be my real lover. 80 guests inhaled at once. Crystal shivered. Her friends tittered behind manicured hands. I sat there, the husband who'd held her hair over a toilet, paid for the tuxes and the chocolate fountain, and learned to nod through decor decisions involving faux hydrangeas. I didn't flip the table. I didn't throw a roll. I reached into my jacket, set a small brass key on the linen beside the untouched creme brulee, and slid a note under it. Vault 23C, First National. Check before Monday, the room tilted. Rose smirked for applause that wasn't coming. Her father, Richard, stopped clapping midair. Color drained from his face like someone pulled a plug. Rose, he croaked. Tell me you didn't. Exity stood, smoothed my jacket, and walked out. The valet asked if I needed my car. No thanks, I said. I like a long walk after public castration. Down the hill, my F-150 waited. Dark blue, practical, everything Rose hated. The plate ended in 23C. Petty? Absolutely. Earned? Also absolutely. I drove to the Lakeside Motel, room 6, $49 a night, heater rattling in Morse code, view of a half-frozen lake with delusions of grandeur, and opened my leather briefcase. 3 folders. Plan A, divorce, signed, notarized, airtight. Plan B, eviction. The house was mine pre-marriage. Title never changed. Plan C, nuclear, sealed until necessary. Then I called the woman who helped build the bomb, Ms. Harriet Healy. Score 73 Yale, 0 interest in drama. Every interest in documents. It happened, I told her. Activate 23C. Paperwork files Monday, she said. 45 days to full execution. Creative prenup clause, by the way. Genius or insane? Both, she said, and laughed like a church bell. How we got here 2 years earlier. On a Tuesday, the most treacherous day of the week, I'd asked Rose to sign routine estate updates. She scrolled Pinterest, mantles, distressed metal buckets, fake hydrangeas, and waved me over. We'd worked for months on those updates, Ms. Healy and I. Buried on page 47, past the heretofore and notwithstanding, sat Clause 19B. If either party publicly humiliates the other in a social setting with 10+ witnesses, that conduct triggers immediate forfeiture of inheritance rights, asset claims, and spousal benefits, sections 1218, not cheating, not crimes. Disrespect. The thing she practiced in small doses for years. Rose skim-signed 63 pages between mantle mood boards. We notarized the next day. Ms. Healy locked the originals in her safe, and I waited, patient as a landmine. The vault back to the party. Richard grabbed the brass key, read the note, and bolted. 30 minutes to First National became 18. He called the manager, Thomas, who arrived in a polo and weekend scowl. 2 keys turned. Box 23C clicked open. Inside, 2 documents. Buyout agreement. My 49% of Patterson Commercial Real Estate, sold 2 months ago for $1 to the Delaney Foundation, effective upon trigger of Clause 19B. Notarized, filed, my will, upon my death or legal separation, everything else to Marcus Delaney, 24, veteran, sole beneficiary of that same foundation. Richard leaned on the steel wall and practiced shallow breathing. Why Marcus? We'd met in a beige hotel conference room months earlier. He stood like a flagpole in dress blues, punctual down to the second. My father saved my life in 2005, I told him. Pulled me off a live wire. I never got to repay him. You're how I do. I don't need charity, he said. Good, I said. This isn't charity. It's stewardship. I'd rather give $8 million to a Marine than to someone who thinks a champagne fountain is a personality. He almost smiled. Do what you want with it, I said. Help vets, buy a house, start a company, just be better than throw pillows. He shook my hand, and that was that. Rose meets reality, 72 hours after the toast. Rose stormed into a corner office law firm wearing yoga pants, the woman who once declared yoga pants the death of civilization. Stop him, she demanded of Greg Morrison. So, it's illegal. Greg slid a file across the desk, the one Ms. Healy and I had built like a Swiss watch. You signed it, he said. Repeatedly. Witnessed and notarized? I thought it was home renovation paperwork, she said. Greg raised one lawyerly eyebrow. On letterhead? 63 pages of legalese? A notary present? Rose, when you sign, the law assumes you read. She tried the toast defense. It was a joke. Greg tapped a stack. 17 documented public put-downs over 2 years. Boring at Janet's party, adequate in every way at book club, the eye-roll chorus. The toast didn't create the problem. It completed the pattern. Clause 19B did the rest. What do I get? She whispered. Your car. Your personal belongings. $50,000, Greg said. Generous given the clause. What about the house? His pre-marriage sole title. The business? He sold his stake to a foundation. Your father can negotiate with them if he wants. You have no standing, Rose's face folded. It wasn't about money anymore. It was about finally learning the quiet one takes notes. Richard by the fire. A week later, Richard drove to my cabin looking 10 years older. We sat by the fire, sipping good rye. They blame me, he said. Said I should have controlled you. I wasn't a dog on a leash, I said. I was the one paying for the leash, he huffed and almost laughed. We watched the embers and didn't say sorry. There was nothing left to apologize for. He left heavier. I stayed lighter. Aftermath, the filings completed. Titles transferred. Accounts closed. Rose called 17 times in a day, then texted in waves, "We need to talk." You're being unreasonable. It was just a joke. I gave her my favorite answer. Silence. I parked once more outside the old house. Inside, shapes moved. Rose and her mother, perhaps, learning the difference between glitter and gold. No malice, no grand finale. Just a man in a truck at peace. They wanted a toast. Here's mine. To the loser who signs the checks. Just not yours anymore. Hello, Vault 23C. Hello, paperwork. Hello, quiet, surgical revenge. And the sweetest part, I never had to raise my voice.